Coming from a Section 8 community, everyone had to wear many hats. The hat of choice for me initially was the Scully. The Scully represents a ruggedness, but it also represents the fact that I was not focused academically. I was so focused on the outside than the inside. My GPA was a 0.75. I like to call it an F+, but I needed a change, so I needed a new hat. And after I wore the Scully for a season, then it was just a little Nike runner hat, a little chill hat. Symbolized I really was transforming, not so much about maintaining a level of ruggedness, but more so transforming into my athletic self. Sports really saved my life. It wasn't until I embraced football and understanding that football could help me make some real changes in life. And so I started playing football, and football helped me to make progress. That's how I got my grade point average up, and that's how I kind of matriculated into college. But before I even got into college, I became a teenage father. And so this hat symbolizes the dad gang. I became a teenage father at 17, and that's what really changed the entire course of my life. I started to recognize that life wasn't all about me, that I had a young person that I was responsible for, that relied on me. And so when I was in college, I really buckled down. I really started focusing because I was a teenage father at the age of 17. And then when I turned 18, I had my second son. And it was in that moment when I became a 18-year-old father of two that I had to do something different. And that's when I prayed for the first time in my life. I didn't even know if God was real. But one thing was for sure, something had to change. And I was willing to walk by faith. And so that's what I did at 18. I really went into a church, surrendered my life to Jesus Christ, and everything changed. And so from there, I buckled down, started excelling academically. My character started changing. My appearance started changing. I chopped off my hair. I had straight back cornrows, but then I went to a different look. I started working in the school system, started rocking these fedora hats, and everybody knew, okay, it's something different about JT. He has definitely changed. My style switched up, started focusing on education, started pursuing my degrees, and then I had this crazy idea to start a business, Purpose Pushers LLC. And this business was committed to inspiring young people and inspiring educators so that everyone would understand that there's a purpose for their life. There's a purpose for the work that we do in education. I was so convicted because of my own story as a struggling student who was inspired by some educators who I deem as my purpose pushers. Because of their impact, I wanted to replicate and duplicate that impact for young people all over the country. Purpose Pushers was the vehicle. But even as I started the business, I realized that I had to pull and tug on God even more. And so prayer became everything. I started to develop the discipline of prayer because literally I was walking by faith as a father. I was walking by faith as a husband. I was walking by faith as an educator and an entrepreneur. So I literally needed God's help. And so I had to wear the hat of prayer. But lately, I've changed to a different hat. Now, this hat is precious to me because it symbolizes my journey. It symbolizes the hard work, the sacrifice, the dedication, the commitment, the tenacity for academic excellence. This hat is my doctoral hat, and I'm so glad that I was able to overcome the poverty, all of the trials and tribulations to become Dr. JT Taylor.